Angel Reese is heading to the Atlanta Dream in a Blockbuster move that signals two very different directions for both franchises. The Chicago Sky are betting on the future, while Atlanta is going all in on winning now. Reese had quickly become the face of Chicago after arriving from LSU, but this deal makes it clear the franchise is ready to reset. For Atlanta, meanwhile, this is a statement move aimed at immediate contention. What was the full Angel Reese trade between Atlanta Dream and Chicago Sky? Chicago officially sent Reese to Atlanta in exchange for significant draft capital, acquiring the Dream's first-round picks in 2027 and 2028, while also granting Atlanta second-round pick swap rights in 2028. The move closes a chapter on Reese's short but impactful run with the Sky. Angel Reese forward, two-time WNBA All-Star, 2028 second-round pick swap rights. Chicago Sky receive Atlanta's 2027 first-round draft pick. Atlanta's 2028 first-round draft pick. Reese's final stretch in Chicago hinted attention, and despite earlier comments about returning, a split increasingly felt inevitable as the season progressed. But her last season ended on poor terms with the Sky, however, and a breakup always seemed to be on the cards, even though she told reporters in December that she planned to return to Chicago. Why did the Chicago Sky trade Angel Reese, and what do both teams gain? At first glance, moving a player of Reese's caliber feels surprising, especially given her place among rising stars like Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, and Aaliyah Boston. However, a closer look reveals a franchise shifting priorities. Chicago are clearly leaning into a rebuild after recent struggles. Moving Reese gives them flexibility and, more importantly, two valuable first-round picks to shape their next core. Those 2027 and 2028 picks now become central to Chicago's long-term plan, giving them multiple chances to rebuild the roster. At the same time, Reese's public comments about roster quality and chemistry reportedly added pressure behind the scenes. "I'm not settling for the same as **** we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That a non-negotiable for me," Reese had said once, which got her suspended for her actions. So maybe all of these reasons played on the back of the Sky management's head, which made them ultimately pull the plug on this Angel Reese chapter. Atlanta, meanwhile, gets exactly what it needs: a dominant interior presence who can immediately raise the team's ceiling heading into 2026. Angel's second year in the WNBA saw her average 14.7 points and 12.6 rebounds per game. This was a major step up for Angel, as this helped her increase her two-point field goal percentage from .400 to .478 in her second season. She was already a force in the paint, and that added efficiency gave her offensive game another layer. The two-time WNBA All-Star, Reese adds scoring, rebounding, and defensive presence to Atlanta's frontcourt, and that will help the Dream to reaffirm their grip on the Eastern Conference. Their last run at the WNBA ended in the first round against the Indiana Fever, but now with Reese on their side, they will hope to go beyond that stage. Who won the Angel Reese trade, and what happens next? Chicago's side of the deal is more long-term. The value of this trade will ultimately depend on how those draft picks translate into future talent. Reese immediately strengthens Atlanta's frontcourt, giving them a proven all-star who impacts both ends and fits their push toward Eastern Conference contention. Sky is going for a different approach. But for now, it's all about speculation. We don't know yet what kind of talent they're going to get, and if they will actually be better than Reese when it comes to paint dominance. One area of concern in Reese's game remains her shooting efficiency. While she dominates the glass, her scoring consistency, especially outside the paint, is still a work in progress. Sky's Camila Cardoso is already more efficient than her, but she also has the same malady of not troubling the scorers, which is why Chicago made the big gamble to get Reese out even though it's a huge risk. Ultimately, this trade comes down to a simple question. Can Atlanta turn star power into wins right away, or will Chicago's gamble on the future pay off bigger in the long run? In a move that sent shockwaves across the WNBA, Angel Reese, one of the league's brightest young stars, has officially been traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream. The deal, finalized just days before the 2026 draft, signals not just a player transfer, but a dramatic shift in direction for both franchises. Basketball, the full trade breakdown. At its core, the trade is surprisingly straightforward yet hugely impactful. Atlanta Dream receive Angel Reese, 2028 second-round pick swap rights. Chicago Sky receive 2027 first-round draft pick, 2028 first-round draft pick. This means Chicago parts ways with a franchise cornerstone in exchange for future assets, while Atlanta secures a proven star ready to contribute immediately. Glowing star why Angel Reese is such a big deal. Reese, just 23, has already built a powerhouse reputation in the WNBA. Drafted number 7 overall in 2024, she quickly became a dominant force, leading the league in rebounding in both of her first 2 seasons and earning back-to-back All-Star honors. Rebounding dominance and larger-than-life personality made her the face of Chicago's rebuild. But despite her individual brilliance, the Sky failed to reach the playoffs during her tenure. Counterclockwise arrows button why Chicago made the move. From the outside, trading a rising superstar seems risky, but Chicago's reasoning reveals a deeper strategy. The Sky are clearly pivoting toward a long-term rebuild, prioritizing flexibility and draft capital. General Manager Jeff Pagliacca described the move as a way to achieve roster balance, hinting that the team is resetting rather than retooling. By acquiring multiple first-round picks, Chicago now holds a strong hand in upcoming drafts, giving them the chance to reshape the roster with young talent over the next several years. Fire why Atlanta pulled the trigger. For Atlanta, this is a bold win-now move. The Dream, already a competitive team, add one of the league's most dominant rebounders and high-energy players. Reese brings toughness, star power, and playoff ambition, exactly what a contending team needs. Her arrival could elevate Atlanta from a strong squad to a serious title contender, especially with her ability to control the boards and energize both teammates and fans. Balance scale final verdict. This trade is a classic case of present versus future. Atlanta Dream, betting on immediate success with a proven star. Chicago Sky, investing in long-term growth through draft picks. For fans, it's bittersweet. Chicago loses its Chi Barbie, while Atlanta gains a new centerpiece. But one thing is certain. This deal will shape the WNBA landscape for years to come. And as Reese begins her next chapter in Atlanta, all eyes will be on whether this gamble turns into a championship story or rebuilding regret. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.